He's got an entourage, and he's got a touchdown.
The impossible dream of a play. Madden is on the field. He wants to know if it's real. They said yes. Get your big butt out of here.
Whoa, he has trouble with the snap, and the ball is free. It's picked up by Michigan State's Jalen Watts Jackson, and he scores on the last play of the game.
There, he's got it. End zone. Touchdown, Titans. There are no flags on the field. It's a miracle.
It's a miracle.
It's a miracle, you guys. We made it to another Sunday. Welcome to the Football Frame of Mind weekly show. A show we bring to you every Sunday at this time, 7 o'clock Central Time. So you do the math there. I'm not doing it. So, but we bring it to you live on X, Facebook, whatever other YouTube, Twitch, all of them. Like, we bring it to you live all the time. So hop in. Let's check out some of this action this week, man. But before we even get into that, how you doing?
Good. If you guys like college football, NFL, make sure to smash the like button. Follow across all major platforms. YouTube is the biggest one, but if you check out the banner on the bottom as well, you can check us out across TikTok, X, Twitch, Facebook. Also, if you are an audio listener, not so much video, you can always check it out on Spotify, Apple, and Amazon as well. It's completely free to subscribe across all these platforms, man. Really help get our content to everybody else. Subscribe. It's completely free. Like the video if you like this kind of content. And if you're on YouTube and you're already subscribed, make sure to hit that bell notification so every time we drop any kind of content whatsoever, you are the first person to get there. Just subscribe. It's completely free. Don't take the stairs. Take the elevator. You don't deserve to be messing with the search bar. Subscribe.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. We like I said, we got a lot of stuff for you guys to check out. We do game streams, we do live shows, we do series all the time. So check us out. Brandon does the unboxing, the packs, man. If you're in the cards, check that out. He got a lot of stuff on that. But also check out the Villain Sports Media Network, man. We're part of this beautiful network of sports media analysts that we call ourselves. So you're gonna come on board, man, and do your thing. Hit that button and let's get to it, man. So we can't grow without you. But without further ado, man, let's get into it, man. So check us out, man. We know the chart all the time, man. New viewers is up, so shout out to y'all. Casuals kind of remain the same, and regular viewers remain the same. So we steady headed in the right direction. We want to get that new viewership up, man. So if you're new to this and not true to this, stay for a long time, man. So we trying to get there most definitely. But let's get into this thing, man. Let's get into it. We got some stuff to talk about, man. So this thing always taking forever, man. So we started in college football. That's usually where we start most of the time, man. So we gotta talk about our overreactions, man. So give me an overreaction. Well, first of all, this is our weekend overreaction sponsored by the Villain Sports Media Network, right? Our segment to go over the overreactions for the weekend. So what you got, Brandon? What is an overreaction from this weekend that you're willing to discuss with the people?
The thought that Illinois was a major powerhouse and that Indiana shouldn't have been up there. Well, the tables done flipped, and they beat the absolute brakes off of Illinois, embarrassed them by 50 plus. That's something that I didn't see coming. I thought Illinois was going to be a bit more disciplined, but Indiana took advantage of, Illinois has turned the ball over frequently throughout the season. They're still a good team, but, man, Indiana just pounded on them. Like, I knew they were a good team, and Mendoza's not a bad quarterback. But for Indiana to hold them to 10 points and drop 63 is insane. Insane.
Well, I get into, the Big Ten being top-heavy conversations across social media all the time, right? And, Indiana's in a spot where they play so wide open that almost like Oklahoma State used to be, you can plug any quarterback in there and it's gonna work, you know? So even though Mendoza might have not been the highest, guy on any list in the preseason, right? He's still in a open offense where he can thrive, you know? And when you think about Illinois, yes, Illinois was good. And I think they were a little overrated. I think that's fair to say. But I also think that their team isn't built to play in a game like that, right? They want to ugly it up, kind of what Brett Bielema was known for, uglying up the game and let's strike late, right? Well, they didn't have a chance to do that. They were out of it pretty early. So that's just the way it goes sometimes, man. Especially when you think about boxing, right? Styles make fights, and this was not one of those games or one of those fights that you could say, "Oh, well, Illinois really stood a shot." No, no, they were too slow, right? So it is a fair overreaction, man, definitely. But I do think Illinois was overrated. I was like, yeah, that's a little high. When the preseason polls came out, I was like, that's too high. They were good last season, but they weren't world beaters last season. I would have put Indiana ahead of them quite.
They had quite a few teams in the top 15. I was like, that's a bit of a stretch. Teams like Illinois, teams like Florida, quite a few other teams. I mean, the preseason polls aren't going to be fully accurate because you're just going off what you've seen last year and then what you're projecting for the upcoming season. But I've seen quite a few. I'm just like, dude, that's probably not a good thing. And obviously now it's kind of showing like, okay, well, they shouldn't have been there to start with.
Yeah, but I'm ready to say they're not a top 25 team. I wouldn't say that. I still think they should be in the top 25. Though.
Oh no, I agree with that, but I wouldn't have had them as high as like they did. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah. No. Definitely not top 10. But I'd say like top 20 though. Like I said, I'm anxious to see how far they fall because this is a pretty big ass whooping. And usually when you get an ass whooping like this, you drop like a stone in the river, So
yeah, but I think the fact that they were both ranked, it might not hit them as bad. Had like this been like a team on the outside looking in, and I'm like, yeah, that's gonna be a anchor into the sea,
Yeah, man. So it's interesting to see. So my overreaction, man, is Mizzou, right? So Mizzou took care of South Carolina, which we will get into. But I want to caution everybody with this Heisman talk of Ahmad Hardy. Like, I want to just like caution people because look, they got some games coming up that really going to dictate whether he can really get that Heisman vote, right? Mm-hmm. So he actually did pretty good against South Carolina. Like he got like almost $150. So he did pretty good. But I want to caution everybody, like when you're going for the Heisman as a running back in the SEC, you win it and you lose it in November. All right. Mm-hmm. You remember Leonard Fournette. We remember it like it was yesterday. Right?
He tends to use this example often. I'm bringing back painful memories.
I'm just saying, but I'm accurate though in saying that though, right?
Yeah.
Because Leonard Fournette had the Heisman sewn up before November, right? But secretly, Derrick Henry had other thoughts as well. Because if you looked at the numbers between the two guys going up head to head before the LSU Alabama game, they were pretty much even in yards, right? But Fournette was getting the lot of the headlines, right? But after that, we all know what happened, right? So when you get to the point of like, hey, this guy's a Heisman front runner, you have to wait until November to really start focusing on that. Still too early. I personally think people say, oh, Haynes King is the guy. I really do think he's the front runner. I don't think it's anybody that's really like wow you yet, right? And I just think that. I think everybody who we had or the media had as front runners has kind of fell off. Cade Klubnik, not there, right? You think of who else was up there? DJ Lagway, not there. You think of Sellers, not there. You know, so all of these guys, Ryan Williams,
I
not there.
I don't feel so bad because I didn't have any of those guys up there for me.
Well, I mean, I'm just
I
saying.
don't feel no, I get it. I agree. I'm just saying I feel pretty good about like that retrospect.
Yeah, like there's those guys were the media driven guys
Who
coming
did you
into the
have?
season.
Who did you have winning the Heisman in the preseason? I had Drew Aller.
I thought I might have picked Jeremiah Love. I think I might have picked him to win, just because I felt like for Notre Dame to even sniff the playoffs, he would have to ball out, and that's kind of what he's been doing. It's just not working. It's not working right now. So, but I might have said Cade Klubnik though, because I felt like Clemson coming into the season, it was a perfect storm for him, not knowing how bad they would be, of course. But I thought like he was gonna be able to pick his poison. I felt like things would slow down for him this year, but it seemed like everything sped up. Like he's a freshman again. So we'll see. But I do think Jeremiah Love might get some votes because he's gonna have some yards because he's been balling. Like every game he's had like 120 some yards. So like he's good. He's good. But I want to caution everybody on the Ahmad Hardy thing.
It's
like
too
I've been
early.
seeing that. Huh?
It's too early. You're not even in full blown SEC play at this point. Like that's gonna be where, like when you hit October, November, that's kind of where you're gonna see guys who are gonna either hit their stride or they're gonna slip up.
Yeah. So
shout out to 32 people watching, by the way.
Yes, sir. What's up, Wendy? Yeah, we're gonna try and have a good show tonight. Let's see. Thanks, Petty White. And then see that smooth. Good to see you back in here, man. How you been?
If you're gonna use the one, hashtag. You got to use the other one. You know what it is.
Yeah, but hey, look, I ain't had no curses yet, man. Everything cool right now. Like I said, so far anyway. Like I said, except for the Alabama thing earlier. But that nobody saw that coming. I don't think anybody saw that shit coming. But so far so good. But we'll get into Alabama a little later, man. So we gotta start off talking about, man, what in the world what happened to Hawaii, man? What is the deal? Like you can't
shouldn't have picked them.
Man, like you gotta start your other quarterback. You was winning with him. I get it. You want to go with the other guy, but nah, man. Nah.
Yeah, that quarterback's his leading rusher too.
Yeah. So
that's the first conference game.
Yeah, and shout out to EJ Warner, Kurt Warner's son. Doing things, man. Fresno State, 4-1.
EJ's good.
Yeah, I don't know how it works with the Mountain West being like a group of 5. Since Boise State did it, but they were like good, and they had the leading rusher in all of college football last year. So like if they were undefeated, they were going to get in anyway. So I want to know how it would work this year per se with Fresno State. Should they run the table, right? I don't think they will.
I think it varies though. Like I feel like, and I might be wrong, but like my perspective is like they look at the group of 5s and like they look at each conference winner, look at their wins, and then look at like the quality of wins on their strength of schedule and stuff like that. I feel like that probably has a lot to do with it. I don't know, man, because I don't know if the Mountain West is going to have a representative this year or not, but I guess it's just going to all come down to like, who's going to be on top at the end of the year.
Yeah, it seemed like early on, though, they were banking on Boise State being there because they were kind of the highest team.
Yeah, but that was a little unwarranted after you lose such an integral piece that you had last year. They had to have expected there to be some form of drop-off, but I think the media just said, oh, yeah, they're going to be there, and it's like, I don't know about that.
No, I don't think so either. I think UNLV actually was pretty good last year. They made that title game look pretty close.
Yeah, and then look who the guy's their coach now.
Yeah. You
So
know,
that's
yeah,
what I look at.
yeah, because then UNLV don't they have
Dan Mullen.
Mullen? Yeah, yeah. So I like Mullen. Like I think Mullen should be coaching. He should be coaching the Gators right now, to be honest with you. But I like Mullen. I do. I like Mullen, and if they might win too.
Hey, bro. Hey, let him do good this year. That Arkansas job might be open.
Yeah, unfortunately, man.
I like Sam Pittman, but I wouldn't mind seeing Dan Mullen back in the SEC in Arkansas. Would be nice.
You know, I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind Sam Pittman coming to Alabama and be the offensive line coach. To be honest with you, I would love that because he's an offensive line dude, man. Like he was good. He was that good at Georgia. That's why he got the job because Georgia was like otherworldly.
I like him, and I'm not gonna go on a tangent. I really like him, but there really is no excuse for that team to be bad. That team's ultra talent. Arkansas's got a plethora of talent. They just can't get it done. They got a good quarterback too, so it's like,
Yeah, the biggest thing for me in Arkansas is just they not running the ball well. That's all. Like that's the biggest thing. Like they don't have those star running backs that they used to have, or at least the quality backs like Collins, McFadden, Felix Jones, Peyton Hillis. Like there's those guys came out of Arkansas running, and that's what they did, right? I think Houston Nutt had a great system there. And that's what they really need to do. You know, having a quarterback is almost like Dan Mullen in a sense, right? We're going to have a mobile quarterback that's going to set up everything. So you have to account for everybody on offense, not just the skill positions. You got to watch the linemen too and the quarterback. That's why I like Dan Mullen. If you give him a mobile quarterback that can pass, it's a wrap. You seen what he did with Tebow as offensive coordinator. You seen what he did with Dak Prescott and Nick Fitzgerald. Two polar opposite quarterbacks, if you ask me. Dak could throw and he could run. Nick Fitzgerald, on the other hand, could run way better than he passed, right? And they made it work. So that's my whole thing, man. You gotta respect that. And I honestly think had Mullen had a chance to really sink his teeth into Anthony Richardson, he actually might have been a better quarterback than people thought he was, you know? And even maybe I think so because I think
Florida just don't have patience.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm surprised. They've showed as much patience as they have up to this point with Napier, which we'll get into that, but that's definitely been a surprise because they're usually really short fused like Auburn, like just nope, gotta go.
Yeah. So let's get into this next game, man. Gotta start with Hawaii though. Had to. All right, so let's start off with the news of the weekend, man. So Syracuse, like I said, man, I don't know what it is about Fran Brown, but the last few seasons they have been hitting on these transfer quarterbacks. Okay, they had Schrader a few years ago. They obviously recruited Dungy, right? But he was really good anyway. And then you had McCord, and now you got this guy, right? So they've been hitting on these transfer quarterbacks, man. And they might not be like the best team ever, but they believe that they can win every game. And I think that is how you pull upsets. If you think you're going to lose already, then you probably already lost the game.
They're hyper aggressive and coached really well. They kind of have the same thing Brent Key does at Georgia Tech. They're going to be ultra aggressive and they're going to be coached really, really well.
Yeah, and I mean, like I said, Syracuse is one of those schools that's had a pretty interesting history in terms of football, right? You really got to go into the weeds to understand how important they have been to college football, right? And the players that have come from there. Like, you have to really, really go in the weeds because there's a stretch where Syracuse wasn't that good. There is. But back in the day, like your grandpa, great grandpa, they were the shit. And then in the 90s, when they had Harrison and McNabb, they were really good, including
Mhm.
beating Michigan. Like I want to say either Michigan or somebody in a bowl game. And that was kind of the high for them. Right now, they're back and under Dino Babers before Fran Brown. They were actually a thorn in the side of a lot of teams, you know. But now under Fran Brown, he seems to be doing exactly what Dino Babers was doing ahead. Like Dino Babers was, you know, kind of subdued a little bit. He had a quiet confidence about him, right? But they didn't win as much as they wanted to, right? But now under Fran Brown, he has an outward confidence, like, yo, we are good and we can play against anybody, right?
Mhm.
And I like that.
It's crazy when you look at a team like Clemson, they outgained them by almost 100 yards, about the same amount of time of possession. But the big difference maker in this game, when you look at the stats, Klubnik throws for what, almost 400 yards. They run for over 130 yards on the ground. Those turnovers, you got to clean that up. Got to clean that up, man. And defensively, Clemson giving up 34 points is insane. With all that talent from top to bottom, and not even just that, it's just, man, they're just not in a good spot. You have one of the most talented rosters in the country. Now, obviously, you're doing without your number one receiver since week one, and that's a big deal. But you still have too much talent to be giving up 34 to Syracuse and only being able to put 21 points. Like, you can't do that. You can't do that at all. And Clemson's just sitting in a really ugly spot. I think they bought a lot into that hype, and they're getting a lot of that humble pie because it ain't looking too hot. 1-3 and 0-2 in conference play. That's ugly. That's ugly.
Yeah, but you know, I would sit there and go a little bit deeper down the rabbit hole, man. Ever since defensive coordinator
Venables.
Venables, yeah. Ever since Venables left, their defense hasn't been good. Like if you look at the metrics, like it hasn't been good since he left. Right? So he left what, like 3 years ago, and they've barely scratched the playoffs a couple times, right? But defensively, that was kind of the thing that made you scared of Clemson, right? Yeah, they had Trevor Lawrence, and yeah, they had goddamn, what's his name?
Deshaun
Watson, and they had I forgot dude's name. He played before them, but he was good too. Along with Sammy Watkins on there. He had a bunch of guys on there. They had athletes everywhere. But defense is really what scared you when you played Clemson, right? Because they had athletes everywhere. They were faster than you on defense. They were most likely bigger than you on defense. But their big dudes move fast, right? You know the the Diddy man himself, Christian Watkins, for as big as he is, he's actually really, really athletic, right? So imagine him in the middle, right? Xavier Thomas. They've had Brian Bresee, right? These big athletic linemen that could really cause you havoc, man. And for a stretch, they would kind of D-line you for a while, you know, Keelan Farrell, right? You had a lot of guys. And once you take the architect out of that exotic blitz packages away, now you're missing something. Your secret sauce is not there anymore. And I don't personally think Dabo's the genius that he thinks he is.
I agree. I think there's a bit of overconfidence there. Don't get me wrong. National championship winning head coach. Can't take that away from you. All the success you've had. Can't take that from you. I just feel like he's a little arrogant, man. I feel like his head's a little big. That stuff about, oh, you know, they don't want to win anymore. They can ship me out of town. I'll go somewhere else and win. It's like, dude, like, you got way too much talent, bro. They hyped it in the preseason. And I somewhat went along with it, but something didn't sit right with me. I said, man, something just ain't. And like we were going into week one. Oh, they're going to crush them. I'm like, I don't know, dude. Like, just something don't sit right with me. And it's obviously come to fruition. Like, they got problems. Like, this is a problem. You're supposed to be the juggernaut and the obvious favorite in the conference. And you get behind on these teams and you have a really hard time digging yourself out.
Yeah, and I mean my biggest concern with, like I said, Clemson bigger picture is the fact that you're looking at Clemson in a sense to where they have so much talent. We've said that ad nauseum, right? But the thing is, you're not putting that talent in the best position. And I love Dabo, right? He's a Bama guy through and through, right? But he has to adapt to survive. All right. All of this talk about, I don't want to use the transfer portal. I don't think it's college football. I'm sorry, man.
You got to
If
adjust.
you keep not using it, everybody's gonna beat you with it. Even Saban didn't want to use it, but he did, and that extended his coaching career. I want to say maybe 5 more seasons, at least. Right? It kept Bama in the picture. I don't think we win the national title in 2020 with everything else that was going on without transfer guys. Landon Dickerson, led us there, damn near, from an offensive line standpoint, right? So you have to understand that, right? He's a Florida State transfer, right? You got to think about those things if you're Dabo Swinney, right? You need guys to really come in and play, right? I like Cade Klubnik. I do. I think he's he could have been one of the best players in college football this year, but you're not really giving him a chance to really succeed by having him play hero ball. 60 pass attempts is crazy. Yeah, you were down a lot, but damn, you got to at least chip at it. Chip away. You can't just sit here and just have him throw the ball because that's not his skill set, in my opinion. So
they got problems, and
if you can't, their running back is like their running back room is taking a hit lately. Like usually, Clemson's has some good running backs, right? You think of James Davis, who was before C.J. Spiller, and then C.J. Spiller, and then you had Etienne, then you had Shipley, and then you had a bunch of just guys that could run the ball, right? Quick twitch dudes that could catch the ball as well. I don't think they have that guy. They haven't recruited that guy in a while. And that's really hurting them too. Because one thing Clemson could do is run the ball, especially when they put that tempo on you, right? So having Klubnik, who is a pretty good runner, right, but not having that fast twitch guy like Etienne, like that's scary, man. And I mean, they're not a shot at Randall or anything. He's just not the type of running back that I've seen from them. And plus, he's a converted receiver. So I would be thinking that, he would be a lot faster. But I think he's learning the position. So I think if we fast forward to next year, I think his decision making might be a little bit better next year once he actually gets comfortable playing that position. But it's like he's second guessing, like hitting the hole really fast, right? In my opinion.
I think Clemson's in trouble as long as Dabo can't get out of his own way. If you're not going to adjust to what things are going to be going to, the ACC is getting better. He might not want to admit it. The ACC is getting better. Those teams who were kind of on the cusp, well, they've kind of elevated. Like Miami kind of felt like, like they're there, but are they there? They're there. Georgia Tech's got stuff cooking. Florida State's got stuff cooking. These other middle of the road teams, they've got stuff cooking. So, like, if you don't adjust and you don't put your foot on the gas, like, you might get passed up, and we don't know. But definitely something to watch as the weeks go on.
I agree. Well, let's get into this next game, man. All right, so not the game I guess everybody was expecting to be on here. But we gotta talk about USC, man, because they're 4-0 and 2-0 in the Big Ten, right? You can say, they played some bottom feeders and things like that.
4-0's 4-0.
Yeah.
For them, like, that's a great start. Defensively, they struggle a bit, but I mean, dude, that's Lincoln Riley's trying to secure his position.
Yeah, and I think personally they've embraced the fact that defense is going to be maybe a 5-year plan in terms of fixing it, right?
Yeah, you got to build a
Because
culture
even
defensively.
yeah, because even at Oklahoma, they played pretty good defense, but later on in Lincoln Riley's tenure, they got a little bit better,
Hmm.
right? They started to beat some teams and play a little bit better defense and stuff like that. But he's an offensive guru, right? He's a genius. I don't know what Dabo is, but he's a genius offensively, and he can win with just about anything, right? He won with Baker, he won with Kyler Murray. He won with Jalen Hurts, 3 different types of quarterbacks, and he
Yep.
won with all of them. You know what I'm saying? Spencer Rattler, Caleb Williams, then Caleb Williams at USC. This is a whole different city, whole different program, and he won, right? So you gotta think about that per se. And now, everybody's like, "Oh, Malachi Nelson should have been starting." Well, I whatever. USC is playing pretty good, man. And I think having USC in the conversation per se as we get into Big Ten conference play, I think it's a good thing. But I also look at Michigan State, right?
I
Like
like I
remember,
like what I see from them.
yeah, remember what I said? He was like, "Man, why you put that Michigan State Boston College game on there?" I said, "Man, I don't know, but I like Bill O'Brien and I like Aiden Childs, right?" So I'm like, let me just see what happens in this game. Don't know, but it's a game you would never see unless it's in a bowl game or some shit like that.
Hmm.
And it turned out to be one of the best games of the year. And you got to see Aiden Childs as good as he can be, right? I don't think Michigan State's like gonna make it to the Big Ten title
They'll make a
game.
bowl game though. They're
Yeah, they'll
definitely going
make
to
a
be a
bowl
bowl
game.
team, and that's good. That's a step in the right direction.
Most definitely, it's a step in the right direction. But I do
Because
think that Michigan State's gonna beat some teams this year.
I
I don't know who it is. I don't know what game they'll beat, but I think they're gonna steal a game this year.
we didn't have high aspirations for them this year. We kind of thought they were going to be dog water. Hey, and we were wrong. They're not looking. We both said they were going to be towards the bottom, and they're sitting
Yeah,
at 3-1 right now. That's not a bad look. I could see them falling into like maybe the 6 to 7 win range, depending on how the schedule shakes.
yeah, I think they're a bowl game. I think they
Yeah,
get to one.
they'll definitely be, and that's good compared to where they were at. Like, yeah, you got to build it. It takes a little while, and they're
Yeah,
not a
and
big,
that
and their little brother in Michigan too. So I mean, you got to understand that as well. They're going to lose out on some of those recruits, but I mean, if they start winning games and they get bowl eligible, I think they can get some nice players in the portal and in recruiting as well.
Yeah, I mean, but even though they might be little brother in recruiting, I still think that they've had a lot of success more, well, not gonna say more recently, but like they haven't been in the depths too much.
Mm-hmm.
Like they haven't been like UCLA, if you're talking
Mm-hmm.
about little brother, right? Yeah, they haven't been that bad. And
Mm-hmm.
they beat Michigan a few times. Within this last 20 years. So I always ride with Michigan State. I hate Michigan, bro. So I like Michigan State because obviously Nick Saban coached there.
Oh, if Homeboy was watching, he'd be like, "How dare you?"
Yeah, yeah, I don't like Michigan at all, man. But I fucks with Michigan State. I've always liked Michigan State. So
I think Michigan State. I always think of Tom Izzo before I think of football. That's just me personally, but
yeah, I think, but for me, I think of Tom Izzo definitely, but I also think of Nick Saban with them damn
yeah,
glasses and shit.
the
With the-
Cleveland Browns, Nick Saban
yeah, yeah,
with the bifocals on.
yeah. Like yo, Nick Saban was a mad scientist back then, bro. Like he's just clowning. Like when they gave him the opportunity to be like the overseer, CEO type of coach, I think he was happy about that shit.
I think when he finally got to get a big job like LSU, he's like, "Oh yeah, we about to cook now. I got everything I need. That's over with."
He's like, "Phew, man, my days of kissing the boot to Ohio State are over."
You were talking about mad scientist. He gets there, you just hear like a maniacal laugh, like, "I've done it. I'm here."
Yeah, man. He's like, nah, I'm finna release I'm finna release Muschamp on you. I'm finna release Jimbo Fisher on you. Kirby Smart. I got all of these young scientists.
We about to cook.
We about to cook everybody, right? And if the NFL thing wasn't so like money wise, I think all of them would have been NFL head coaches too if they would have actually had more time. And Alabama didn't come calling, but hey, that's a different rabbit hole to go down, man. So speaking of Mizzou, right? Mizzou is 4-0, and they won the first conference game in their schedule, right? Pribula is like playing his ass off, man. He looks like a guy that is interested, right?
Oh, hey,
What
bro,
up,
you
Tech
missed
Guy
it.
Troop?
You missed it when he said that he'd rather Michigan State over Michigan.
Yeah, I'd definitely rather Michigan State over Michigan. I never really liked Michigan, man. In fact, I've actually been more of an Ohio State person when it comes to that rivalry. Like I don't like Michigan at all, bro. I'm sorry.
I don't think that might be where we agree to disagree.
I could disagree. We can disagree. Yeah, I think I enjoy. Well, that's your problem. I don't know why you would do that.
Hey, it might not be a problem this year.
Man, I don't know. I ain't see what I wanted to see.
I mean, I don't know if you got it on the bingo card, but they kind of got shafted a couple days ago.
Yeah, I know, but I ain't see what I wanted to see.
There we go. Someone said it.
That's fine. You can say that all you want to, but you the one gonna be taking Tums and antacid all the time, like in Auburn. Like, shoot, man.
I mean, said taking some antacid.
You the one gonna be taking that. I would never want to do that. Like, Bama gives me enough heartburn to be doing that. I can't imagine being an Auburn fan.
Cam would be an LSU fan before an Auburn fan.
No, I don't know, man.
Wow. Especially after how much you say you hate them. That's crazy.
Nah, because I can't deal with y'all, man. I can't deal with y'all, dog. Like, for instance, all right, so here we go, right? So Auburn, in a sense, to me, is like they know their little brother, right? And they've kind of been little brother. So while little brother sleep, aka Alabama not making the playoffs or whatever, right? Now you slap little brother in the head a few times, right? Because he can't really do shit, right? LSU, on the other hand, it's like, okay, little brother makes the money, right? And now he's like, I'm big shit, right? And then little brother makes a bad investment, aka firing coaches and shit, right? And now they're like, oh man, like, hey, you know what I'm saying? We still here, but y'all not there yet. And y'all talk shit all the time. And then y'all be good and then bad. Like really quick. Like, yeah, I can't do that. I can't vibe with that. Like, we gotta be consistent, man. And like for me, like,
I mean,
it sucks, man. That up and down.
I mean, LSU's only really been bad those 2 years with Ogeron at the end. Even with Les Miles, they were still consistently winning games.
Yes, but my point is, y'all go national title, and then okay, we're okay, and then we chill, and then we get national title, and then we chill, and then
about that.
I can't go up and down like that. The ultimate high of having a Heisman winner and winning a national title and going undefeated. Come on, man. That's too high of a fall, man.
Taking Michigan State over Michigan is rage bait. Alabama is no worse than us.
That's a little bit of a reach, man. That's a little bit of a reach. Now, yeah, y'all beat us in a bowl game, but if we played in a bowl game like tomorrow, bro, y'all would not beat us. I don't think so. I don't think so, dog. Y'all have some talent, and I do think y'all need to get rid of Sharon Moore, to be honest with you, and just go with the dude who coaches right now. because whatever the fuck he doing is working. Let Underwood throw the ball. I don't understand why y'all keep trying to make him into like Shea Patterson or some shit, man. Just let him throw the motherfucking ball,
I
bro.
heard that name in a long time.
Well, I guess because he was kind of ass with them, but like he ain't catch the whispers that Harbaugh was trying to throw to him, man. Because I think if he would have really just kind of listened to Harbaugh, I think he would have been okay. Because he had a little Johnny Manziel in him, right? He wasn't the biggest quarterback, and he could run around and throw. I just think they just nerfed him so much, man. They should just kind of let him kind of do his thing a little bit. Let him roll out the pocket, let him move around a little bit. That's the whole thing. But
this game, bro.
But
South Carolina is gross. Like 7 yards is your leading rusher. Look at the penalties. 14 penalties for 98 yards. You're 3 for 11 on third down. And you get beaten time of possession 11, 12 minutes, man. Like, what is going on? They are abysmal right now. Like, what is going on?
I mean, it's for me personally, I just think it's a case of you smelling your own flowers too much.
Yeah, they hyped them up too much.
Yeah, you smelling, yeah, exactly. Touchdown, true, exactly. But I just think they're smelling their own flowers and they're not playing to their strengths, man. That's the whole thing, man. Like, see, Ahmad Haynes.
So you're not going to talk about the running backs in Penn State? That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, no, that's not.
That's pretty crazy, bro.
Haynes is good, but he ain't Love, he ain't Singleton, he ain't Allen, he definitely ain't Ahmad Hardy. All right, so Ahmad Hardy, obviously coming into the season, man. If you play college football 26, he was one of the highest rated players on there. So they knew something we didn't. But him transferring from Appalachian State, man, turned out to be a good move. And Mizzou has really hit on the last few transfer running backs, if you've really been paying attention.
Transfer portal in general, they've really hit really good on.
I agree.
Just because someone's top 5 in rushing yards doesn't mean that he's like in the same sentence as those other guys.
Yeah, man. I mean,
when you play for a team that they don't have a defined pass offense, they have to run the ball. Yeah. And Michigan's known for having good run blocking guys on the offensive line. Yeah, it's gonna make guys look good. Imagine what Caden Durham would have did in Michigan's freaking offensive line. He'd be freaking blowing through everybody.
Yeah, especially the way y'all run. Y'all run like a zone blocking scheme, man.
Mm-hmm.
So to the point where you stretch it out and then you find the hole, right? That's the reason why Haynes didn't really work out at Alabama, because we were trying to turn him into we're trying to turn him into Derrick Henry or something, line straight back and then run forward. No, his thing was let's cut it up and then accelerate. That's what made him. That's why he's having success with y'all, right? Because of the blocking scheme is different. But Ahmad Hardy, right? This is the type of game I'm talking about. This is what you have to have in the SEC schedule if you're going to be talking Heisman, right? South Carolina, obviously not the team we thought they were, right? But still talented enough to really stop a run, stop the run. They got sellers and everything. So when you're looking at this particular game, I like what Mizzou's doing, right? And quietly, Mizzou has really been one of the FCC's top, if we're talking wrestling, one of their top mid-card teams, right? Is that fair to say? Like, if we're talking wrestling and mid-card, right? They have been in the mid-card, but they've been really good in the mid-card, right? Over the last few years, we're sitting around 8-9 wins every year, right? We win a couple big games, whether it be Florida, whether it be Vanderbilt,
almost beating Georgia.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Literally in those games, right? So I like that ability to just stay in the moment, right? So I'm excited to see what they can do moving forward. This is a very good start. honestly, the start I didn't have because I didn't know how good the quarterback position was. I knew how good Ahmad Hardy was going to be, but I was like, man, we really got to do something in the passing game. Didn't know that Prevula had wheels like that because now that's an extension of the running game, right? And if you're playing and you're trying to beat the LSUs, the Bamas, the Texases of the world, you have to run with the quarterback at least a little bit. They got to respect it. If not, then they're just going to be cover 4 all day, and then it's going to be hard to beat them. And then your quarterback's probably going to get toast all game, right? But I think this is more of an indication of how good Mizzou is, and we should probably be paying attention than how bad South Carolina is, because I felt like we knew something was off with South Carolina against Virginia Tech at the beginning of the season, because Virginia Tech ain't that good. And I think they fired their coach.
Yeah, he's gone.
Yeah. So we already kind of knew that something was off with them. And we see that now. But what we didn't know is how good Mizzou.
But that's another example. Give credit where it's due to Sellers, but like that's another example like Florida State where you get some really good transfer guys come in and it makes you look really good. Credit where it's due, but Rocket Sanders and a lot of those guys that were on defense and now they're in the league and you don't have those guys anymore. Like that's a big difference maker. Like I don't think people were talking about that. And I didn't have South Carolina in the playoffs like preseason wise because like those were things I was thinking about. Now I didn't expect them to struggle like this necessarily, but like those are things you look into. And then like you brought up week 1, like that should have brought up a lot of red flags. And then obviously what happened with Vanderbilt was horrible. And now we're kind of saying, no, they have problems. But a lot of people thought Missouri was going to be hot dog water. Like they were just going to be bad. And a lot of people are starting to eat that crow because they're not that bad.
Yeah, I agree, man. I feel bad for Sellers. Hell no. Like, I mean, he's all right, man. I just think he's got some growing to do. He has to come back next year. He can't do it. So, all right. So this particular game was interesting to me because I picked Oklahoma because I'm not picking Auburn for anything. But I was worried about Auburn being this the year that they would get us, right? But seeing this particular game, I'm not that sold anymore. Just because we've gotten better at passing the ball, right? I think that's what really kind of boosted my confidence in the Iron Bowl this year is because we could pass the ball a little bit better, right? But don't get it twisted. Jackson Arnold is a dude, right? He's really good.
He looks a lot better.
Yeah, he's a lot better than he was at Oklahoma. Let's just say that, right? And I think they're going to steal some games too this year. Maybe 1 or 2, but the fact that his legs, and he's a big quarterback too. He's not a little guy, right? I think that's the key, right? But Oklahoma has an issue moving forward. They cannot have Mateer being your leading rusher. I'm sorry, you can't have that. The guy is an unbelievable passer of the football. 5,000 almost yards last year, right? So let him do that, right? Obviously, the competition is upticked by like probably times 10, but still, he can spin it. He does not need to be your lead rusher.
Let him sit back there in the pocket and make plays. And there was a lot of very questionable officiating and some things that, feel like kind of swayed in the way of Oklahoma. And a lot of people kind of feel like Auburn was kind of shafted out of this one. They put up a good fight, man. You kind of hate to see it, especially when like you kind of lose a game on behalf of like something that's outside of your control. But I think Auburn's still in a good spot. I mean, 3-1's not bad to start the year. You're probably going to drop. You're probably going to drop outside the top 25. But I think they're still not a bad team. Oklahoma needs to get the running game under order. But if they can just let him sit back there and throw it, they're going to be really good. Like defensively, they're respectable. If he can be back there and not running and just throwing dots all day, they're going to be a competitive team for sure.
Most definitely. So shout out to Oklahoma. Most definitely gonna be in that top 10 soon if they keep winning like that, man.
Cool. Well, I picked this one.
Yeah. So Texas Tech showed out in this one. All right, let's just be honest, man. Rodriguez is showing that he's probably gonna be one of the top defensive players taken in the draft. He's good as fuck, man. I like him. I like
11
him.
tackles, bro.
Yeah, like he's good as hell. So Texas Tech, man, 4-0. But we said early that Texas Tech could be not a dark horse, like take the next step because they've been around 8-9 wins, right? For the last few seasons, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this is the year that they have the defense to maybe make it 10 or 11, right? I think Jacob Rodriguez is very good, and he seems to be having in place some really good defense, and I like that, right? But you can tell that this was an uptick in the competition for Dampier, right? Because he just didn't look comfortable at all. And like I said, once you get down in the game, you go into let's score fast mode, right? But people need to take the basketball approach and let's just make layups. Let's make layups. Let's play good defense, right? And the score will come a little closer, right? But a lot of teams don't think like that. They just think, oh, we got to get it now. We got to get it now. We got to get it now, right? So that's what I feel like happened in this game for real. But Texas Tech is for real. With Arizona State struggling, Texas Tech looks like they could be the one, right? But they got some tough games coming up too.
You know it's crazy. Like I love Texas Tech, and I'm glad I picked this game because I wanted to go Utah. But what's crazy is you dominated. You really dominated in a game when you can have 14 penalties for over 100 yards and still win the game by 3+ possessions. You've dominated. And then a guy who's been airing it out all like season up to this point, no touchdowns, 2 interceptions, leading rusher under 40 yards. They contained them. They had just above 50% on third down, over 30 minutes of time possession. I think as the season goes on, they're going to keep fine-tuning what they have. But this is what we expected. They spent like $20 million. They used that oil field money in the offseason. So we expected Texas Tech to be one of those teams that could line up and have a shot to be in the Big 12 championship. And up to this point, they look really good. And defensively, they're really good. And offensively, they've done just enough. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, man. But they most certainly have to fix those penalties.
That's sloppy.
Yeah,
because that's the main thing with me is you're not gonna dominate every game like this, and you have to clean that up because if you're in a tight knit game, those penalties will be a backbreaker. Those will cost you a game.
Yeah, So shout out to the Red Raiders, man. They did their thing, man. Most definitely, man. So we gotta talk the ass whooping of the weekend, man. So not much to say about the Illinois, right? But the Hoosiers said, yeah, fuck all that.
Hold my beer, watch this.
Yeah, fuck all that, man. I mean, dude, they had 100 yards, 161 yards of total offense, bro.
Like that's a clean game. Look how many first downs, Cam. 31 first downs and only 2 penalties. 8 for 11 on third down and almost 40 minutes possession. Look at the efficiency.
They was locked in.
Because they had something to prove.
But Mendoza 5 touchdowns, man.
2 incomplete passes.
Yeah. Like nasty work. He was locked in, man. I don't know what Illinois was doing, but it didn't work. It didn't work. I'm sorry, man. Like, if my math is correct, that's 35-10 at halftime.
Dude, they had their foot on the gas from jump. They dominated each part of the game. Like efficiency wise, this is like one of the most efficient games you're gonna see all year. Like from all standards of the game. Like, dude, that's beyond efficient from a quarterback standpoint, offensive standpoint, penalty standpoint, like time of possession. Like they dominated in all facets of the game, and it showed. Illinois had no answers whatsoever.
Yeah, man, but this game was a wash, and we should see a lot more, Yeah.
It's still early though.
Yeah, Cam Coleman is pretty good. I like him a lot, man. I was like, man, he gotta come to Alabama, bro. We cannot just let him leave. Like, can't let him go to Auburn, man. But the Gator slide continues, man. 30 but 61 yards passing for Lagway.
Is abysmal.
It's Pee-wee quarterbacks that do better than that. And all they run is post flag right and post flag left. Like that's
double
it.
slants. That's it.
Double slants. That's it. And they pass for more yards than this. This is ridiculous. Like, all right, so you talked about Florida's quick trigger at firing coaches, right? But I do think this is why they're giving Napier so much time. They fired McElwain after getting to an SEC title game.
Dan Mullen.
You fired Dan Mullen after getting to for the conference title game, right? I mean, even before you got, I want to say Urban Meyer, Ron Zook had them okay, right? They weren't terrible, right? But then you look at the Gators situation, right? I think you had so good coaches within the last 30 years, right? You've had Spurrier and then you had Urban Meyer, right? Spurrier got them to a few national titles, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then Urban Meyer wins a few national titles, right? A couple Heismans here or there, like, yeah. So you can't expect to win all the time, right? You can't. It's just the way the game works. But what you can do is put a good product on the field every weekend, right? Like, I think both of our respective teams put a good product on the field every weekend for the most part. We don't necessarily have to worry about having performances of just nasty ick, right?
It's something that rarely ever happens.
Yeah.
And if it happens, they fix it, or they at least improve upon it.
But this is 2 weeks in a row, 3 weeks in a row, to be honest with you,
It is.
of just disgusting play from the Gators. I don't know what it is, but this is disgusting. This is like there. Yeah, this is 141 total yards. Is disgusting. I'm sorry.
And you're not even playing an SEC team. Not downplaying Miami, because Miami's really good. But dude, like, what is going on offensively? That's gross. Nasty, like, man. This is disgusting.
But I told you, man, even the game Florida played against USF, I said something's off with Lagway. Like,
yeah,
he's
not all over the place.
Yeah, he's all over the place, inaccurate, and there's almost like a tick in his decision making, right?
Ew, man, that's bad. Like, he just seems like he's forcing everything.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm alluding to. Like, there is something in his decision making that's off by a second, right? It's like when you're playing quarterback, you have to believe what you see and trust what you've seen in film, right?
Yeah,
trust your guys.
You have to be able to read through your progressions too. Like, you have to be able to read the defense and know, like, you need to know where your safety valve's at. You need to be able to read the defense in a quick, efficient manner to where, one, you're not giving away where you're going to put the ball. So you're not just staring away at one person, but you're able to look, okay, option one, no. Option two, no. Option three, yeah. Like, you know what I mean? You have to be able to do that. And I don't see him doing check downs. I don't see him reading through his progressions and reading the defense. I just see drop back, roll out, and just hum it. They out there somewhere. Like,
man.
It's all bad.
And it's like he's not believing what he's seeing, right? And it's like the first picture that he sees when he walks up to the line of scrimmage, and you might blink and the picture's different, and he's like, well, I don't even know what I'm seeing sometimes. And
it makes me think when you go to the doctor's office and you put the headset on your face, and he's like, option one, option two, which one's better? Option one, option two. That's what that analogy makes me think. He's like, okay, well, I know this is what I'm probably going to be dealing with, but it's like he goes under center, he goes in the shotgun, and it's like he looks up, he's like, whoa, like, this ain't option one. Like, what's going on? And it's like he just can't adjust.
Yeah, man, and it's sad to see because he's actually a pretty good quarterback. He's got all the tools to be a really good quarterback, And like I said, this was the year that you needed to kind of put yourself in first round potential for next year's draft. But
Mhm.
now, like, he's gonna have to play almost perfect the rest of the year,
And next
fixing
year.
fixing all of these issues, within these next few games, right? And I think he's actually, if I had to say people to transfer, I think he's at the top of the list.
Depending on how the rest of like, if for some reason if they were to rally like last year, he stays. Do I think it's going to happen? No. So realistically speaking, I see this year going about where we're at. Florida probably finishes the year with like 4 wins, and he is probably going to entertain the idea of going somewhere where it's like that maybe a team had a guy and now they don't have a guy. He wants to go somewhere stable and they can help him develop. I think Florida is just a dumpster fire, man. It's just like, what in the world was going on?
Andrew, I wouldn't say all of that.
He's playing. Carson Beck is playing really well, though. Give him credit.
Playing really well, but I wouldn't say that just yet. Not yet. Not yet. Because
But
this wasn't their perfect game. If we're talking about the Hurricanes, it wasn't their perfect game.
but give Miami credit, man. Like they put a really good product on the field, and they're not playing bad. They're not playing sloppy, and they're not making a whole lot of mistakes. So
Yeah, and they fixed their running backs, right? They
Mhm.
actually got some running backs that do some work. So that's
makes
a
it
good
easier.
step.
Makes it
Yeah,
easier for Beck.
definitely.
Mhm.
Definitely. Carson Beck, like I said, Carson Beck didn't play his best game, but he most certainly did.
I wouldn't say Heisman front runner is back. I think you're kind of overlooking some other really good guys, bro.
Yeah, not yet, not yet. Like don't do recency bias. Like no, not even after this performance. I don't know why you would say he's a front runner. Like after this performance, if he was your front runner,
I would be taking him back to like later in the top 5, maybe.
yeah, like I would not Carson Beck, but Haynes King should have moved up if he was your front runner because Haynes King did better than this, obviously against less competition. But considering the way Florida's playing, it might be the same because Napier not going to be out. I mean, they beat a SEC team by 20, Andrew, but this is
Yeah, but this is not a good SEC team. That's struggled. They struggled against a team in the what conference is USF in? Conference USA, no, the American, I think.
Yeah.
So that's not really meaning a whole lot.
Man, that's like saying, oh man, Tua should have won the Heisman for coming into the game later against Vandy a few years ago.
But and
Like,
then
no,
and then
not
you
the
got this
same.
and then you got this comment from Touchdown Troop saying he beat Florida, USF, and Notre Dame. Okay, but you can't say he beat Florida. You can't say he beat Florida. He couldn't even put the ball in the end zone.
Yeah.
He had a decent completion percentage, but if anything, I say the running game is what propelled them to win this game. And defensively, they held Florida to 7 points.
Yeah, so I give you Notre Dame. Most certainly he played good against them. They probably don't win without him. But you can't say that win is better than Haynes King going down the field with a minute left to help Georgia Tech win that game. Like, that's not the same, in my opinion, right? Because Clemson at the time was like really good. So you can't tell me that, right? And you also can't tell me that Haynes King isn't the front runner because every game he's had almost 100 yards rushing.
He's had over 200 yards passing and like 100 or more rushing pretty much in every game.
Yeah, so that's accounting to almost maybe 8, almost 10 touchdowns in total. So yeah, no, not yet. Not yet. Now, if they're going to have to play each other most likely in the title game if everything holds like this. So then we can talk about Heisman at that point, right? But not yet. Not yet. Not yet. They just a really good team at this point. Hopefully Miami does make the playoffs because it's been a while since they've been in a picture. All right, so let's pick some games and we'll take a quick commercial break.
Oh man. What you mean? I'm not sure what he means by top 12.
Well, I mean, before this weekend, this was actually a pretty good game. Now I'm just worried that USC is about to drop 70
on Illinois.
on Illinois. So I love Brett Bielema. I do. This is at home, so I would love to give them the benefit of the doubt.
Oh, I think I know what he's talking about. He must be talking about Georgia Tech if they're in the top 12.
Oh, I mean,
Georgia Tech's
here's my
look good. The ranking don't say everything.
here's my thing, touchdown troop, right? So Georgia Tech was not in the top 25 already. So they had to fight their way to get in the top 25 by winning some games, right?
Some quality games.
And quality games, exactly. So I can't say that, oh my God, they're not in the top 12. Well, yeah, of course, they started in the 50s to start the season.
And they shouldn't have been that low to start with.
Yeah, and Miami's been a top 15 team since the preseason. So yeah, the rankings will lie to you.
And
We thought Boise State was gonna be in the rankings all year. No, you thought South Carolina was gonna be one of those teams. No.
And what he says, I think this season's Heisman voting race has been I wouldn't even say a big twist. I just think the media kind of overhyped a lot of people without taking everything. They didn't take everything into consideration. Like the Florida and the South Carolina thing, like that should have been taken in consideration.
Yeah, like Florida had the benefit of not starting Lagway to begin the season and then letting him just play free and everything, right? Not accounting that, all right, everybody's going to get better. You got the game film now, right? Then you look at South Carolina, hyping Sellers as one of those dudes, right? Not accounting that they lost a lot of people on defense.
And Sanders.
Right, so you're not accounting those things, and then you look at Cade Klubnik. Nobody thought that he was going to look this terrible, or that Clemson's defense would fail them. So all of those guys that you would be thinking about that, oh, it's like a big twist. No, it's just people didn't really look at the game film, or like they just
didn't look big picture. They just wanted to jump on the hype train.
Yeah, and I mean that's cool. You can do that, but certain things have always been for certain when talking about the Heisman. It is a popularity contest more times than not, right? And the best guy is not going to win every year. That's just what it is. We seen it last year. The best guy probably was Genty, right? And we're talking about the best college football player, period. The person that's most important to their team winning was Genty, period, right? We seen it in 1992. Gino Torretta was not the best player in college football. It was Marshall Faulk, and you saw that in the draft. NFL people knew back then. Marshall Faulk is clearly the best player, right? And that's why he went second, and Gino Torretta went like in the 6th round, right? That's what that means. You know, like you're not gonna have the best player win all the time. Like, look at Troy Smith in 2006 with Ohio State. Yeah, I felt like they were better players, right? But his team was undefeated, and they were beating the shit out of everybody. There you go, right? I'll go back. I'll give you one more because we're trying to move past this, right? I'll give you one more. Think about Carson Palmer when he won his Heisman in like 2003. You can't tell me that Brad Banks from Iowa wasn't the better player. You can't tell me that. I'm sorry. He had multiple rushing touchdowns, almost 10. And he had almost 3,000 passing yards, right? So, no, you can't tell me he wasn't the best player. Carson Palmer was just USC, and it was, it was popular, right? Come on, USC was about to hit a whole arc of like winning a bunch of shit. So, like, come on, they had 3 Heisman winners within like 7 years at that time. So, no, that's the hot team. But you can't tell me Brad Banks wasn't there. Oh, one more. I'll give you one more. Jason White. No way he was the best player that year. You can't tell me he was better than Larry Fitzgerald. You can't tell me that. No way. But because I want to say Oklahoma was in the national title picture and Pitt wasn't that good, no way. You can't tell me that. So, like, no. The Heisman's always been a popularity contest, man.
Shouldn't be.
And it shouldn't be. And some years they get it right. They do. We had a lot of years they get it right. Joe Burrow won. He was wire to wire the best player that year. You couldn't tell me. Johnny Manziel, the first freshman to win. I said it. When a freshman wins a Heisman, he's going to have to be better and win big games, right? Jameis Winston did the same thing. He was absolutely surgical, right? I was like, man, if he's 70% in game one, shit, it's gonna be tough to beat Florida State. And it was. So that's my thing. It shouldn't be a popularity contest, but those are the years where we actually was like, yeah, damn right. So that's my thing. But I got USC in this one.
I don't know, man. That's tough because they got the absolute cream beat out of them. But it's like, man, I don't think Illinois is a bad team. Like, I just don't know what happened with Indiana. But I will say Indiana's a much better team than USC by a lot. But you know what? I'm gonna go with the norm here. I'm gonna go USC. I hate USC, but we'll go USC. I don't think it'll be a blowout by any means. So I think Illinois is gonna come back better this week.
Yeah, just 21. I'd say something like that.
Yeah, I feel like that's probably accurate.
Yeah,
something along that.
But I don't know, man. I think USC wins it, but I don't think Illinois has the horses to stop them. I don't think so, man. I think when you look at USC and how they play offense, it's similar to how Indiana plays offense, and they didn't look too good the week before.
They got to correct some things.
Yeah, man. So I don't know, man. I don't know.
On to the next one.
Yeah, most definitely. Let's see.
Any day now.
Yeah.
Any day now.
There we go. Well, let's talk about your boys going into Vaught Hemingway this weekend.
Oxford.
So let's see. What you got. It's always a fun game because Lane Kiffin is like, one of those fun coaches that I just love to hear talk shit.
I think.
Well, let's see what you got.
I think Oxford's one of those places that is underratedly a hostile place to play in. They're talented, but I'll be honest with you, I'm not as high on Ole Miss as the media has been, and they got question marks at quarterback too because they had Austin Simmons, and then he came out, and then the other guy played good, and it's like, I don't know. I think they're still good, but I think Ole Miss has got a lot more question marks. I like where LSU's at. They finally got a bigger statement win. I understand it was against an FCS team. But to say your quarterback had been struggling with torso issues and had a really good game, they ran the ball decent. They didn't do great. But I think LSU's just got too much for Ole Miss. I think LSU's defense, I think they'll clamp up Ole Miss's offense. I understand, like, you get all the Clemson game and this and that, but I think LSU's defense is a top-tier defense, and I don't think Ole Miss has the players to, like, really throw and run all over them. And I think LSU's just more talented top to bottom on both sides of the ball. So I'm going to go LSU in this one.
Okay, yeah, I'm going LSU as well. I just think they got too much talent right now to really, and they're kind of on the roll right now. So I like the way LSU plays. And I think Ole Miss will make it interesting. But because that's what Lane Kiffin does. He's going to find something that you don't do well. And they'll probably do that all game. They're going to go for it on fourth down a couple times. That's just what Lane Kiffin does.
They're going to try to air it out, too.
Yeah, so I think LSU gets this one. And touchdown, Troop, I'm thinking about that same score, too. Like maybe 24-10, something like that, I think. But I think it'll score a little bit more. But I'd say I'd be comfortable in like the 10 range.
LSU hasn't given up more than 10 points in any of their games yet this year, so.
Most definitely. So LSU on that one. So we got a pretty good game going down in College Station next weekend. So Auburn goes to Kyle Field. They played a pretty good game against Oklahoma, but I ain't picking them. I don't pick Auburn at all. So I'm going to Aggies in this one. I think Marcel Reed has a big game, and then he enters the Heisman conversation.
Well, I've been pretty high on A&M, and I picked them to beat Notre Dame, and I've been pretty high on them up to this point. I think they upset is crazy. Upset is crazy. But A&M is just ultra talented on both sides of the ball. I love the intensity they play with. They're very high energy, very aggressive. And like some of these other teams we talked about, they're really well coached. Mike Elko has got something really cooking down there in College Station. And Marcel Reed has kind of showed that in these high pressure games, he's finally been able to really like slow the game down and play with ice in his veins. I think A&M's got too much. I got Texas A&M, and I think it's like a 35-14 game.
Touchdown, true.
23-20 is crazy. I'd say like 35-14. I think A&M's just got too much.
Yeah.
I like them. They're really good.
Yeah, so I got A&M too. And shit. All right, we got big one. We got some big shit going on this one. So
and it's in Happy Valley.
Yep. So I'm not sure if they're doing the whiteout or whatever, but they definitely should. They definitely They definitely should. They should. They should definitely do the whiteout, man. So I'm thinking Penn State in this one. Only because they run the ball well. They run the ball well. This is the first big test for Penn State this season. As you know, I think we both picked them to be in the national title picture, right? I think we both were rooting for them. I
picked them to win it.
Yeah. So I think Oregon has been playing lights out, including a 70 burger on Oklahoma State. But I do feel like this is when we were talking about boxing earlier, right? This is a style makes fights. This is, I'm going to beat you up on the inside, and you are the boxer that's more jab, 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 right? So I feel like Penn State is going to beat them up inside in this game. And they're going to run the ball, and they're going to keep the score low, right? And keep their offense on ice, right? Because they seem to respond when they get these possessions and they just go downfield and score real fast. I think Penn State's going to ugly this game up, and they're going to have to, because you can't win in a track meet with Oregon. You can't. You gotta ugly it up, and I think Penn State gets this ugly, not ugly game, but ugly enough for them to win.
Oregon's look good, man. Dante Moore's been playing really well. Like, not spectacular, but he's been playing pretty damn good. Penn State is just, when you look at roster top to bottom, Penn State's got a top 3 roster, bro. And they look good. I think that they're gonna make this a physical game. Like, they're gonna make them try to out physical them. And like, I'll jump on the piggyback of what you just said was Penn State runs the ball really well, and I think they're gonna really emphasize, like, we're gonna run the ball down your throat. We're going to try to dominate you on the line of scrimmage, beat you in the trenches, and we're going to force you to play up to what we do. I think Penn State wins this one. I don't think it's a blowout by any means. I think it'll be a good one. I think it's probably in the 35 to 28 point range. But I think Penn State's just a bit better than Oregon. I like Oregon a lot, but I like Penn State.
All right, cool. Where we going? There we go. All right, so we got a game, big game in Georgia, Alabama. He's like, I like 0-10. All right. Include Michael Gates. All right. So Bama travels to Sanford Stadium over the hedges. So last time we was here, it wasn't pretty for Georgia. But we had a different ball game. We had a different team, different mindset going into this game. I think we had just lost to Ole Miss the week prior. So it's a different ball game, right? But it ain't gonna be that bad. Georgia don't even play offense that well to get 34 on us. So I ain't gonna say that. But I'm a pick Bama, but definitely cautiously optimistic in this one. I think Ty Simpson's played really good the last few weeks against some tune-up competition. But I do like what we've found something in. See, there you go. What happened with Michigan? Didn't y'all get like 7 wins last year? Chip, don't do that. So, but I'm cautiously optimistic, man. With it, but I don't know, man. I think this is gonna be a good game either way because Georgia's good. I mean, you still beat us, but we also beat y'all in the bowl game. So
Yeah, but
technically,
you're looking at last year. That's not even the same team whatsoever.
yeah. So no,
But
not at all. So, but I think Alabama can get it, but they gotta play. You gotta play like complete football because Georgia is gonna run the ball. That's what they do. That's what they've always done, right? name a pretty good Georgia quarterback that's like, oh my god, top 10, right, in the draft, except for Stafford. It's been a long time.
I feel like Aaron Murray should have been a guy like that, but
Yeah, I do too. But when you think of Georgia, you think of the running backs, though.
Yeah,
historically. So I don't know, man. I got Bama in this one, man. But it's gonna be NFL scouts gonna be in this one. That's for sure. Big
for
game.
me, I feel like this game's gonna come back to I think this is gonna come down to quarterback play. I think Simpson has played well, but this is kind of like that first, like really, like obviously Florida State was an anomaly, but this is like that first really, but this is like that first really big test for him in SEC environment, and I think Gunnar Stockton's like really good for Georgia too. I think it's gonna come down to like who's gonna make less mistakes. I think Alabama's a good team, but I think Georgia wins this one. Not by much. I think it's like a 1-possession game, 3 to 7 points. I think it's going to come down to Stockton and Simpson. So I'm going to go Georgia.
All right. No, that's fair. That's fair.
He said Bruce.
Bruce. I don't know.
Bruce, you got Bruce Springsteen?
Yeah. All right. We keep our Hawaii thing going. One more, and then we can take a quick break. But Hawaii goes to Air Force Academy. I don't know much about Air Force, but I
Give
know
me Hawaii. Give me Hawaii.
They run a lot. They run a lot in Air Force. So this should be fun, man. I don't know. I think I'm going Hawaii too. But
we played with a guy who played at Air Force. He didn't really play it much, but yeah.
Okay.
Kobe.
Oh, okay. Okay. Cool.
Yeah,
cool.
Kobe played running back at Air Force.
Okay. Hell yeah. I wonder if he had to do his military commitment too.
I would assume. I would assume so because you kind of have to, but.
Okay. Yeah. So let's get this thing. All right. Take a quick commercial break, man. Then we'll get into some NFL stuff. How about that?
Welcome back.
All right, welcome back, man. Hope y'all enjoyed our commercial break. But let's get into some NFL shit, man. Like I said, second hour of the show usually goes a little bit faster than the first, because the NFL is kind of quick and easy. I have to talk about like college football, politics, and shit. But it's pretty quick and easy. So we'll start with the Packers, man. The Browns, man. Definitely didn't have this on my bingo card, but the Browns continue to play really good ass defense, man, but really ass offense. So I don't know what to make of this team, and I don't like the Browns.
Hey, dude,
But-
give credit where it's due, bro. That's why I was not quick to jump on this bandwagon for Green Bay. Everybody's like, Green Bay is going to run away with the NFC North, and y'all are sitting here struggling with Cleveland. Give Cleveland respect on defense, but boy, there's no freaking excuse for a team as talented as Green Bay to be struggling to compete with Cleveland. Cleveland's in the bottom of the league. This is embarrassing. Embarrassing.
But I don't really want to make this analogy. I don't want to make this analogy, but I have to go back to how the 90s Eagles played, right? So if you remember the 1990s, how the Eagles were on defense when Buddy Ryan took over, right?
Mhm.
Nasty, physical across the board, no matter who it was, right? And I feel like the Browns are that particular team right now, right? Remember the year that Randall Cunningham tore his ACL, right? They were like supposed to be Super Bowl contenders.
Yeah, it went down the drain after.
And it went down the drain, but their defense was number one.
Yeah. Offensively, they lost their identity.
Yeah, but defensively, they were number one all season, right?
Yep.
You got Reggie White, Jerome
That's before,
Brown.
that's before White went to Green Bay. Yeah.
Yeah, everything. They were good on defense. I feel like the Browns are in that space, right? Where they can play this great defense,
They
man,
just don't have it on offense.
and they just don't have it on offense, right? And I feel like once they get a guy, they had a guy in Baker.
All they need is a quarterback. Like I'm not saying Cleveland's gonna go on a playoff push, but like, dude, if you just hit on a quarterback and you don't give up on him, like say for instance, let's just make Cleveland in the scenario, everything else plays out the same, but Cleveland still has Baker Mayfield. You're in a much better space. Baker Mayfield brought you to the playoffs and got you your first playoff win in what, over 20 years? So I'm not going to dig at them, but like that goes to show, like, and their defense wasn't even as good then. Imagine if Baker was on this team right now with the defense they have. Cleveland would be a scary team. Like, no doubt. All they need is a quarterback to at least just come in there and just change the culture and the tempo. Whether you get a guy in the draft or if you get lucky and finagle someone in free agency, that's really, when you have a defense like this, you can make some noise if you just have subpar quarterback, like subpar to average quarterback play.
Judkins good, man.
Judkins is good.
Judkins is good. Yeah.
But man, Green Bay, this is concerning.
Yeah, it most certainly is, man. Because like defensively, if you can't, like offensively, if you can't really get past them, like to more than 10 points, bro,
That's not good.
that's not good. And what's crazy is Love didn't have a bad game.
No.
I don't know, man. I don't know. But that's the NFL for you. Any given Sunday, right? That's what they say.
Yep.
All right. So
Danny freaking Dimes, bro.
hold up.
Danny Dimes.
Hold up. Before we even get there, you know what time it is. Dropping dimes.
I don't
Yes,
know what
sir.
I don't know what happened, but the Colts are 3-0, and Daniel Jones is the driving force. Who look? Let's just backtrack. for a
Who would
second.
have thunk it?
If you would have told us 2 months ago that Daniel Jones would be the starter, Richardson wouldn't, Jones would be completing a high percent of his passes and be the reason why the Colts are 3-0 in the AFC South, I would have laughed. I would have laughed, and you would have laughed too. I mean, but man, they're playing good ball, dude. They're playing great.
Man. Like, my goodness, man. What?
Like, what are we living in? We live in the Twilight Zone?
Okay. I
We
gotta
in the
sit up
Twilight
for
Zone?
this.
I feel like we're in the Twilight
I gotta
Zone.
sit up for this one, okay?
That's
So-
that comment. He said you would have been stoned for that 2 months ago.
I think everybody would have.
It would be crazy talk.
Yeah, man. Like, all right, so hear me out. So it's couple two things I want to mention, right? So first things first, I think Daniel Jones is the perfect quarterback for Indianapolis.
Yep.
Right? Because that fits his vibe. He's not a
Mhm.
big guy in terms of personality,
Not
right?
flashy.
Yeah, so he's not gonna fit New York, right? That's just not what he is. So getting drafted by New York and knowing that's not your personality, it's probably not gonna work out, especially you see how his play was up and down, right? Depending on how good he was, depending on how bad he was, right? Up and down, right? But this is more like, New York is in. Huh? What are you talking about?
Oh,
Oh, and
shambles.
shambles. Okay. All right. Cool. Now, all right. So I thought you were saying the pick is in because they probably gonna be picking top 5 again. I'm just saying. But my point is, the Colts. This is kind of his steal. It fits what he wants to do. The seems like the community. They got new ownership now, right? Not saying it's a
whole
good,
different vibe.
yeah, it's a good vibe. Like I said, Irsay have been there, but you can tell he might have been out of touch, right? Just a little bit.
Mhm.
And I felt like drafting Anthony Richardson at the time felt like, okay, we're gonna be in a little bit of a rebuild mode, right? So let's just work on this project a little bit. And that's most certainly what he was, a project. We knew he had all the tools to be really good.
Drafting him
But
that high was such a risk, though, man.
risk it
Especially
was.
with a new coach, like that was such a risk because it's like
It,
you're already on a slippery slope.
it was, but so was drafting Michael Vick,
Yeah,
right?
but
It
I
was a
mean,
risk.
Vic was a bit more polished, in my opinion, than Richardson.
Yes, I
And
agree.
he had went to a national championship too.
Yes, I agree. He was a little bit more polished, but just in the semantics of it, it was a risk because
Yeah.
you didn't draft a quarterback that ran more than he passed first overall, right? You just never did that, right? But for Richardson, it was a risk because not only did he not do all the things that Vic did, national title, couple more years, and he also played more games. He ran for more yards. He had a better completion percentage. Everything you mentioned is correct. And that's what made this a risk, right? But
Mhm.
this is the guy that they need to make their team work. You don't need all of that flash and dash.
That's what I'm saying.
You need 25 of 18.
You need stability. You need a guy who can go out there and not throw you completely out of the game or make mistakes that will ruin your chances of winning the game. You need a guy who can read defenses and make decent reads. He's that Daniel Jones is that guy.
Yeah, man. And it fits. I love the fact that this is working out for him. Because New York just really just
Am
yeah.
I in a dream? The Chiefs are 0-2 and the Colts are 3-0. Wake me up, please.
But did I not say
Hey,
that this was gonna be rough for the Chiefs, man?
We both
I just
said
didn't
that.
see it. Like
Yeah.
we both did.
We agreed.
Yeah,
But
man.
I love what I'm seeing from the Colts. From a Titans perspective, Callahan's just not going to be your guy. I think you did good by taking Cam Ward, and you've made some good strides drafting some people. But you need a guy. You need a seasoned coach. You need somebody who can come in there and really corral the horses and build the right culture. And it's just not going to be Callahan for Tennessee. I'm sorry, Chris. Sorry, Chris, but I think the Callahan experiment's done. I think he's not going to last the whole season.
Yeah, I think he's done. I think he's done, man. In fact, he might be done Monday, bro. Like this particular start, man.
0-3.
Yeah, 0-3, new quarterback. Like, yo, we got to start this completely over. Let's just start.
You need a really experienced coach. Don't come in here with a young one. You need somebody who's got some seasoning.
He's good.
Yeah, he is good, but you need someone that can help him develop, but a guy who's been here before and that can garner some time to fix the team. Because if you come in here with a young guy and he starts struggling, then you're going to be right back in the same boat. You need someone who's done it before, who's won before, and can kind of help get everything back on track.
Yeah, I agree, man. They need something, but like I said, I didn't expect them to be this bad. I thought they were going to steal some games, and they still might. We got a long season.
We do, but it ain't true. And you never know if they fire Callahan here in the next couple of weeks. You might bring an interim guy in, and they just get a little. They might steal a couple here and there, but I definitely think Tennessee is going to be in that top 5 range again. It's just not there.
Yeah. So we'll see.
But
man.
hey,
But
shout out to Danny Dimes though.
for real.
Jonathan Taylor finally ain't the freaking driving force, so that's good.
Yeah. I mean, he got a good quarterback, man. So, but let's move on to the defending Super Bowl champs, man. Everybody said, man, Jalen Hurts can't pass. Well, guess what? He passed for 200 yards today. So shout out to Jalen Hurts.
No
man.
turnovers.
No turnovers.
3
touchdowns. I mean, they say he can't pass. Damn, that looked pretty good to me. I'd take it, right? So the Rams, I felt like the Rams coming into this game were going to force
Hurts to
the
throw.
Eagles to open up their offense because they pass a lot more vertical downfield. So I felt like that.
The Eagles can't keep getting away with this. As long as Howie Roseman keeps being in his bag. Dude, they're OP, bro. Howie Roseman been in his bag, bro. This team's built to win. And they're going to find a way to win, whether it's force them to run, or, hey, we're going to get the run shutdown. Cool. Well, Jalen Hurts is going to do what he can through the air, and we're going to win the game. They're a good team. They're probably the best team in the NFC, like without a doubt. The Rams are good too, but it's just the Eagles just have a little bit more, just a little bit more.
So we're looking at this game per se, right? I could easily say, oh well, the Eagles do what the Eagles do, right? But I gotta look at Jalen Hurts, right? No, they don't need to throw it like that.
Because
no,
when
they do not.
You seen what happened 2 years ago when they were making him throw too much. Like, and he was throwing 40 plus times a game. You remember that? And they just had no rhythm. Like what they do works. What they do works. Not saying he can't throw it, but
and being a Bama guy, we never had success when Jalen had to pass over 30 plus times. All right. Never worked. That's why we lost against Clemson that year. And we had them. And once the running back got hurt and we had to force him to pass, it just threw off our whole offense, right? Now, granted, Lane Kiffin did get fired before the championship game in Lane Kiffin fashion. But my point is, this is where he need to be at. Like 32, 28, 32. That's where he need to be at.
Yeah, well, I mean, he tends to throw at least 20 plus.
But this is where he need to be at. This is perfect.
But I mean, they just have a really good system that works for them. Like, why have to conform to what everybody else around the media and the league wants you to be when you're winning games and you're not turning the ball over?
Yeah. So I mean, I fuss with AJ Brown though.
Yeah.
Like AJ Brown.
Everybody's saying he's freaking. Everybody keeps acting like he overrated or whatever. AJ Brown's good, bro.
AJ Brown's good.
He's good.
And
he's
then Smitty on the other side, that's a great duo. But Puka Nacua and Adams is pretty good too.
Yep.
So I can't wait to see the Niners versus the Rams though.
That'd be a good game.
That's the game I'm looking.
Your boy Mac Jones.
I know, right? I hate that you're doing with the Niners, man. But fuck. Daniel Jones, not Daniel Jones. Matt Jones, good man. I fucks with him, man. But let's go on to the next game, man. Let's talk about this next game, man. So, Andrew, what is going on with your Falcons, man?
Magic City Kirk got in.
Oh my God.
Magic City Kirk.
Phoenix
was struggling.
Man,
the Panthers. When's the last time the Panthers beat someone like this?
But this was a good one, man.
That was a good win. That was a good win for them.
Yeah, this was a good win. I mean, considering that Bryce didn't have no touchdowns, man, they ain't getting no touchdowns in the running game either. Like, it was a good game. They won convincingly without much help from the offense, for real. So they forced some turnovers. They beat them on third, not third down, but third down had a better percentage. got it on fourth down. They did it in the red zone. Like they did a lot of total. You know,
Wake me up from this. It's reality as we know. It's the
nah,
Twilight
this is
Zone.
a nightmare.
This is the Twilight Zone.
Yeah, man. The Panthers ain't done this to the Falcons since Cam was there. So
and that's been a little while.
that's been a little while. So I mean, like I said, man, I think I said this in the preseason that the Panthers start their rebuild this year after kind of fucking up them draft picks and shit. Now they kind of start their rebuild now, and they're gonna steal some games because they got some good talent now. So I mean, you got T-Mac at receiver, you got Bryce Young, right? You know, Hubbard is still productive, so you got some players now, but now you got to start filling in the blanks of what you're missing.
I mean, we'll see.
We'll see.
Jury's still out.
I mean, T-Mac is good, man. The last few games, I mean, he's had about 60 yards. About 60 yards the last few games. So I think he's good. They found a weapon, but I mean, it's easy to double team the best receiver you got so far.
Right. I think let's get to this Chargers Broncos game. I think the Chargers are for real.
I do too.
And what Najee goes down with an Achilles injury, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Hampton comes in and he stabilizes the ship. Herbert goes for over 300 yards. Like they won. It was a good game. And I mean, the Broncos have kind of shot themselves in the foot these last couple of games. Like they could have won last week. They probably should have won this week. And sitting at 1-2, and the Chargers are 3-0, bro. I don't know. I don't know who. I feel like I picked the Chargers to win the division. I might be wrong, but
Madison. Yeah, that boy got some. He got that shit on him now. He got that stuff, man. He excited now, man. But
Justin Herbert, bro.
But he's good, man. He's good. I don't like how he passed a whole lot. I don't like that. But
okay, got it done. Worked.
But Derwin James, man, write that name down.
12
for Defensive Player of the Year. Write that name down.
And a sack.
Yeah, write that name down for at least an All-Pro for one. And then write it down for at least some Defensive Player of the Year votes, man.
A sloppy game from Denver, though. Look at the stats, man. 10 penalties, 2 for 13 on third down. Like, you can't win games like that. And you were still in the hunt. You only lost by 3.
Yeah.
That's gross.
Yeah, that's nasty. But I do like the time of possession, which shows me that the Chargers can really, really grind out wins if they need to. But big shout out to J.K. Dobbins, man. Injuries really plagued his career early on, but the year prior he was good, and then this year he's pretty good. So he seemed to figure out something that was going wrong with him, maybe in training or whatever. But he's good. Free PS2. I mean,
Patrick Surtain. Now he just signed the big extension. He ain't going nowhere.
He ain't going nowhere. No time soon.
He just became the highest paid corner, bro.
He a part of the chain gang right now. He ain't going nowhere. So, but shout out to the Chargers, man. I like them a lot.
Just come back to San Diego, man. Come on, man. It's so trash. Y'all can't win in LA. It means y'all never will come back. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, I don't like it, man. All right, so 49ers just continue to just wiggle away.
Find ways to win.
Yeah, they just find a way to win, man. So what you think? What you think about the Niners, man?
It wasn't the crazy thing, but give Mac Jones credit. Let him on a game-winning drive, man. Almost 300 yards to the air, touchdown, only 1 interception. Ricky Pearsall killed it in this game, over 100 yards to the air. The Niners are showing that they can win games even with a couple of key injuries. I mean, they didn't play a bad game at all. I like what I saw from Mac Jones. Him be able to take, be able to shine in the spotlight now with a second chance. He's trying to get another opportunity. Neither one of us, I think, had the Niners anywhere close to where they've been up until this point. So it's good to see that, they've been able to win games and not even have their starting quarterback either.
Yeah, so, I mean, like I said, Purcell had a good game, so it seemed like they're using him to pretty good. Prayers out to Connor, James Conner, man. He had a really rough injury today, so hopefully he's all right and has a speedy recovery. But the Niners, man, they wiggled way out of this one, man. Shades of the 72 Dolphins, right? When Bob Greasy got hurt, but they just kept winning. And it went all the way to the Super Bowl. So I don't necessarily think that Jones is going to get them that far, but
Hey, he's winning though. He
he's
let him win.
winning. He's winning. So Fred Warner obviously had
My dog.
Yeah,
Love
he
Fred
had
Warner.
11 tackles, man. So that's good. Mac Wilson with the Cardinals is pretty good. So I mean they good, man. But if I'm the Cardinals, I need more yards from Harrison Jr. You can't do Christian. What you mean? Oh, McCaffrey.
McCaffrey. I mean, look, dude. I mean,
Oh, he's talking about Christian Kirk.
that's what I thought. I'm like, oh man. I mean,
yeah, I thought he was talking about Christian Kirk.
But the Cardinals, man, the Cardinals aren't a terrible team. They're really not a terrible team.
So, but I mean, we get there. We get there with we'll see how the Niners do. They're most certainly first in the NFC West. So,
Which is crazy.
Yeah, I didn't see that at all.
Neither one of us seen that.
Yeah, so, but we'll see how it goes, man. Especially didn't see them 3-0 without Purdy. Like that's crazy. But we shall see. We shall see moving forward, man. So, all right, let's pick some games, man. Let's pick some games, though. So, I had to go with the Trans World Dome, right? This is a 90s picture before they switched to the Edward Jones Dome. So this is 99. It's 99, right? So the Rams, I had to throw a shot at the Rams, right? But I had to throw a shot at the LA Rams. But nonetheless, man, I'm going with the Colts, man. I want the Colts of this one, man. I want to see how far Danny Dimes can do it, man. See how far he can grow.
Seeing this picture makes me think of what the Colts were playing in before they got Lucas Oil. You remember that? They used to have a dome too. I don't know if you remember that.
Dome. Yeah.
Yep. So you know what? We're gonna jump on the Danny Dimes train. I'm going Colts too, man. I like what they're doing. They're still running the ball efficiently, and Jones is doing what it takes to win. He's not turning the ball over. I think the Rams have a really good team, but I'm gonna go with the hot hand here, man. Give me Indy.
All right, cool. So we even there. So we're gonna say the Colts there. All right, man. So just for sake of this conversation right now, so let's see. We play Monday or tonight?
You play tomorrow night.
Monday. Okay, never mind. All right. So we got the Ravens and the Chiefs, man. Jesus, man. I don't know. I'd love to say, man, we about to dog walk there, but I don't really care. I don't care until the playoffs happen. I don't really care what my Ravens do. Right. So yeah, I'm picking the Ravens, but I don't really, like I said, I don't really care until we get to the playoffs. That's when I start caring.
I made a poll the other day. I think it was a post. I said Super Bowl or bust. We said it all off season. The Chiefs obviously have the experience, but I'm sorry, they have shown me nothing. I don't feel bad picking against them. They've just been ugly. It's been ugly, and I haven't seen any life that makes me think that they're gonna wake up against Baltimore. I think Baltimore's too damn good. Love what Baltimore's doing. Give me the Ravens. Sorry.
You better get them tickets, bro.
You need to hook us up.
Yeah.
We'll do a vlog and everything.
Yeah, bro. I'll go.
We'll put the money together and get on plane. We'll go.
Yeah, I'll go.
You got the Ravens. He's got the Ravens winning 30-24. I think Baltimore wins this one for sure.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be a hater, but
if they continue to have Mahomes as the leading rusher,
I just don't like what I'm seeing, Cam. Like, I don't want to be a hater. Like, these last couple of years, like, oh, we picked against them and they always prove us wrong. Well, I'm sorry, but this might be the year that they prove us right in the sense that, like, we're picking against them. they're just not showing me nothing, man. Like, it's just making me feel like Andy Reid's days are numbered. Like, he just wants to get the hell out of town at this point.
I mean, shit, he got 3 championships.
He could have rode off on the sunset a couple years ago.
I thought that was it, but
But
it's the Vince Lombardi thing. Speaking of Vince Lombardi, check out the Football Frame of Mind Time Machine. The first series of 1960s is available now. We talked about all of that. So when I say Vince Lombardi, that 3-piece shit is real. All right. People say, "Oh man, it don't count." No, Vince Lombardi won 3 NFL championships in a row. He did. So he won the last of the NFL before they merged, and he won the first 2 Super Bowls. That shit means something to some coaches, man. Winning 3 makes you like the dynasty. Like it means something. So I think that's why he came back. He was trying to get that 3-peat, but after this season, I think he about to go.
yeah, it might be in the cards.
Yeah, but I got my Ravens winning this one too. But once again, I don't care until
Super Bowl or bust.
Yeah, I don't care. Like Lamar can win another MVP. I don't care, man. So hold up, there we go. So I got the Commanders in this one, man. You see how good Mariota looked today?
Hey, dude, I think Mariota played loose. Washington's got a good team. Like, to say you play without Daniels and you dropped over 30 points, I just don't think Atlanta's never shaken back from 28-3. I'm sorry. It just, man, you got so much talent, and you just can't get it done. I'm sorry. I like what the Commanders are doing. If Mariota plays even remotely close to depending on how long Daniels is out for, I wouldn't rush him back. I got the Commanders too. I like what they're doing.
Yeah.
You seen Dan Quinn got like ran over on the sideline. I forget. I think it was one of his players, but they were coming in hot on the sideline. He got like freaking ran clean over.
I bet he popped up though. Dan Quinn, one of those ones, man.
He with the smoke.
Yeah, Dan Quinn with the smoke, man. But he got the Commanders playing pretty good.
And I'm glad he got a gig where it's working out for him. Things didn't work out for him in Atlanta. He's finally doing something good. So
I like that touchdown, True. I think that too. I don't think Atlanta should have went with a different coach. I think we talked about that.
We both, and I'm not a hater of Raheem Morris, but like it's another situation where you've got talent and you should have got a guy like Doug Peterson. Could have been a guy to come to Atlanta and could have really did some damage, in my opinion. You needed someone who's got some experience, someone that can really garner the room and like galvanize the players and really establish a culture. Yeah, I would have gone with somebody older, or not older, but just someone with more experience and more success. Like I'm not big on Raheem Morris as a head coach.
Yeah, because he didn't really do that good with Tampa Bay for real. Like they were okay, but they didn't really do that much. In fact, I would have went with somebody younger, honestly, with more of an offensive mindset of how to attack defenses, right? Like I would have went with somebody else. Like if you would have said, "All right, well, we want to go after Lincoln Riley,"
or you could have went Frank Wright. I know it didn't work out in Carolina, but like, still,
yeah, but that wasn't on him, though.
No, that wasn't. But like somebody like that, like something like how you said, yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, man. And like I said, no shot at Raheem Morris. It just, I don't know. So after today's events,
I don't know, bro. They both got freaking waxed last week.
Yeah, so
they both got waxed
today's events, I'm not necessarily sure about
who's gonna win this game.
But I still think the Packers win this one. They just got too much, and Michael Parsons is coming back to Dallas.
Yeah, he want to show his whole ass.
Yeah, he's gonna show his whole ass. So I think it's cool. But before you give your pick, man, let's shout out to Jerry Jones for building this stadium, bro. Like
Jerry World's been around for what? It's been around for like 15 years or so now.
Yeah, like this shit is beautiful.
I do miss the old Cowboy Stadium too, though.
I do, but this is like
it set the standard for like what stadiums are today. Man. That big jumbotron.
Yeah, I ain't gonna say.
I don't know about that. That might be a stretch.
I do think he's gonna get at least 1 or 2. He might get 1 or 2.
I think this game is close. I think this game is really close. 1 possession game, but I don't know, man. I don't know. I just don't know. This game could go either way. Based on what we've seen today, they both got waxed. But I think Green Bay barely beats them. But I could see Dallas winning this game too, to be completely honest with you. I really could.
I'm just trying not to wear that damn thing again.
Yeah, I really hope not.
It's still
Gave
in
me-
the it's in the corner over there.
Gave me some indigestion. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, me too. Me too. But it's one of my one of the best pictures on Facebook though. So if they win, I'm cool. I'll wear it because it's making my Facebook go up. So I like it. So I'll wear it. Not because I like the Cowboys, just trying to fulfill my bet to wear it every time the Cowboys win. And hopefully I have to wear it today, so I'm good.
There you go.
But I got the Packers, man. I got the Packers in this one, man. So we'll see how that goes. I'll probably regret it because the Cowboys might win this shit. All right, man. So we got a wild card rematch from
They've had some good games over the last couple of years.
Yeah, so I like the Eagles in this one, man. But this is gonna be a fun game, though.
Yeah, I think they match up really good against each other. But the Eagles just have too much. I think Tampa, and they barely beat the Jets today. They only beat them by 2 points. I think the Eagles are just that team that they're going to impose their will on you, offensively and defensively. I think there'll be an interesting game, but I think Philadelphia's got a little bit too much. I think Baker Mayfield could have a good game. I think Tampa's still a really talented, well-coached team, but I'm going to give the Eagles the edge. Give me Philly.
Yeah. I think Philly a little bit different than that playoff game they lost a few years
Oh, they're
ago.
a way different team. Way different. That's not anywhere close.
Yeah, so I'm with the Eagles in this one, man. And I believe that is the last slide. Let me check. Yep, that's the last slide. But yeah, man. Like I said, good show. That's the show today. Got some college football in there, got some NFL in there, man. So like I said, we do this every Sunday, man.
Every Sunday, no days off.
No days off.
No
man.
days off. Every single day there's something.
It's like a marriage between us and YouTube.
Yeah. And you guys should join in.
Yeah. We gotta do it, man. But shout out to the 51 people watching across all of our platforms, man. Shout out to my mom giving us a like. You, Brandon, with the love. And Andrew, man, shout out Touchdown Troop. Michael, see that smooth. Andrew as well, giving us some feedback. Wendy and Petty White. Can't believe that's the name. But definitely shout out to all of you for giving us that engagement, man. But before we get up out of here, man, anything you gotta say to the people?
Yeah. Shout out to the GOAT, bro. Shout out to one of my favorite quarterbacks, Jake Delhomme. Finally got Delhomme in the collection. We're down to our last 10 teams. So I'm really, really happy about that. Nobody gives that dude any shine, bro. Jake Delhomme was really, really good. And it's good to see. And the Panthers blew out the Falcons today. So any Carolina Panthers fans watching, I know you've had a great day. But like we said earlier, if you like this kind of content, anything covering NFL and college football, make sure to smash the like button. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed. And if you're not even a weekly show person, like he stated earlier, we have daily shorts. We have daily polls. If you're into game streams, we do those pretty frequently as well. If you like NFL, Historia, and history, check out the Football Frame of Mind Time Machine. I think he's about to be jumping into the 80s, which is going to be a really crazy. Not yet. You're not? Okay, 70s.
Yeah.
Which 70s are really awesome. Nobody talks about the 70s. Really, really good stuff.
It's going to be like 10 parts, bro, because it's going to be like 10 parts because every decade is fucking good.
The 70s is really underrated, though, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Really, really good players. That's where you really seen the NFL take that big leap because you start seeing dynasties and all this, like Pittsburgh and Dallas is still there. But definitely, like we have something for everybody. Game streams, polls, everything you could think of. But if you're on YouTube, man, let's get that number down. Before the end of the year, I know we said 50,000 subs. We might get to 50,000, but help us at least get to 40,000. before the end of the year. We're already in September. And then if we look at our lifetime views, we are literally 1.4 million views away from hitting 100 million views in less than a year and a half. Cannot get there without you guys. You guys are the main driving force behind why we're here. So we are truly appreciative and grateful. And like I said before, if you're not subscribed, subscribe. Makes it way easier to find the content. We want to be your main provider for all NFL and college football content. We don't take days off. We don't take the off season off. There is constant content coming out every single day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, 24 hours a day, damn near at this point. Don't miss out. Jump on while the iron's hot. Check us out. You won't be disappointed. We're in full swing with everything. So lock in. We're ready to go.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We are on a roll, man. Like I said, 98 million views so far. So we appreciate everybody who's watched it, everybody who's loved our content and hated our content. Like,
hey, we love the hateful comments too, because you know what? You interacted. So thank you very much.
Yeah, that's why I say people like why you always say, well, thanks for the content when people be talking ignorant. I'll be like, cause it counts.
Thanks for the content. Guess what? I always tell them like something crazy. I be like, hey, glad you feel that way, but we really appreciate the view and the comment. So thank you so much.
Yeah, most definitely, man.
Everything helps.
Yep. But this has been the Football Frame of Mind weekly show, man. I am Cameron, and that is Brandon, and we will be back next week, same time, same place. So we'll see you there.
Peace.